the new palette from Adept Cosmetics. I'm gonna attempt something on the emo side. So this is the final look. Hey beauties, thank you so much for joining me for another eyeshadow tutorial. And today I want to share with you all the new palette from Adept Cosmetics. It's the EMO Palette. The cover is black and white. And the packaging is very similar to the Natasha Denona, where it's magnetic and it has like the holes on the back so you can poke it out and switch up your palette if that's what you like. And it's also very similar to their new Minka palette released a little earlier this year. I wonder if this is going to be how their palettes are moving forward. This is my second palette from Adept Cosmetics, and I also purchased it from ifeelbeautiful.ca. This palette has 6 matte shades, 2 multi-chromes, 3 holochromes, 2 duochromes, and then 2 multi-dimensional shimmers. And the interesting thing that I learned about Adept Cosmetics, I don't know if it's just this palette, I didn't do my research for the previous palette, but they don't use glitters in their shimmers. It is a large pearl format, so it's 100% glitter free. So let's get into some swatches. I'm going to start this way. So first up, we have Whisper. Then we have Grayble. Grayble is a matte. It's very soft and buttery. Then we have Allure. Then we have Pear. Pear is another matte, kind of like a minty. Next we have Seafoam. It's got a bit of a shift to it, I think, or just slight. The Allure has a shift to it. Next is Coal Dust. Ooh. Then we have Storm, another matte. And then we have MCI. I feel like this is one of the holochromes. MCI is interesting. In the pan, it looks purple, but on the arm, it swatches green. You see the shift? Then we have Dormant. Another special shade. Then Deep Abyss. This is like a matte black. Then we have Light Touch, another matte. Another holo. This is for sure a holochrome. Given away by the name. Cool. That's interesting too, because in the pan, it's kind of like a turquoise. And the last 3 shades are Gold Rush. I think this is a multi-dimensional shimmer. And then we have Black and Brown, another matte, the last matte in the palette. And then we have Backdraft. Ooh, that's cool. So I think the shades Seafoam and Backdraft, so Backdraft and then Seafoam is up here. This is Seafoam. Those two are repeat shades from their House of L palette, I think. It's supposed to appear on the eye the same, but it doesn't look the same in the palette. That's just what I read. But here are the shades again. So for today, I think I'm going to do something different again and start my first look with 2 eyes, and then I might film tomorrow with second look and third look just to give my eyes a bit of a break. Lessons I learned from my previous filming. Let's see, I think today I'm going to attempt something on the emo side, because what I keep hearing about this palette is a lot of people see these colors, and although it's a beautiful color story, everyone's opinion is that it's not so emo-ish, or they don't understand the backstory, or they don't know the backstory as to why this is called the EMO palette. So we'll see what we come up with. Let's get started. So for look number 1, I wanted to attempt a smoky eye, and I haven't done a smoky eye in a really long time, so we'll see how this turns out together. My eyes are already primed with matte paint pot in soft ochre, and my eyebrows are done. The only thing that's not done is my forehead, and please excuse my hair. Today's a hat day for me, so whenever I wear a hat, I skip any makeup on my forehead because it just stains my hat. So first, I'm going to go in with the shade Grayble and a rougher number 15. And I just want to lay some color down in my crease area. And of course, this is going to act as the transition shade. These mattes are very soft and a bit on the sheer side, but I feel like they're buildable. Next, we're going to go in with the Sephora Colorful Shadow and Liner. We're just putting this all over the lid, close to the lash line. And then we're going to blend it out. So to smooth it out, I'm going to start with a MAC 272. It's just like a flat shader. I just want to see how this moves or doesn't move. So like I said, I haven't done a smoky eye like this in a really long time. So when we're doing a smoky eye, we kind of need to determine what shape we want. It's just, especially with my eyes, since there's so much space between my lash line and the and my eyebrows. I'm just going back in with more of this shadow stick, just to bring it up a bit, and smoothing it out again. So now I'm going in with a rougher number 12 to see if I can just smudge out this top edge of the shadow stick. It's coming along, but I think I might want to push the black up just a bit more. Rougher number 12. MAC 242. Again, it's just a flat shader. Back to the rougher number 12 to diffuse this edge. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a rougher 01 and the shade Storm, this matte gray, and see if we can start smoking this out. So I'm just doing tiny circular motions. But I might need a smaller brush when we get to the inner corner. Then I'm going to go back in with the Rephr 15 and blend out this edge. I'm going to pick up some Grayble, that light lavender matte shade that we first laid down as our transition shade. Switching back to the Rephr 01, no added pigment. Again, we're just trying to get a nice seamless blend going on here. Now I just picked up some more of the shade Storm. Trying to diffuse this line from the shadow stick just a bit more so it's not so harsh. Then I wonder, I'm gonna go back to my MAC 242 and I'm actually just gonna pick up a bit of the shade Deep Abyss because I kind of want to bring the black up a bit. Just so the shape is it fills a little bit more of my eyelid space. But I don't know if we need to go back in with the shadow stick. I started with the shadow stick to have something for the shimmer that I want to use to grip onto. But maybe if I get this blend out nice, we can always go back in over top with the shadow stick closer to my lash line. Back to the Rephr 01 for blending. Let's go back in with the Rephr number 15 and a little bit more of the shade Grayble. And for this inner corner, I'm just going to take a BK Beauty A504, blend this out. Better, right? Okay, let's try and recreate this on the other eye before we lay down the shimmer. Okay, so going in again with the Sephora shadow stick. It's black. So now that we know that I liked to take the black up higher, I'm just going to start that from the get-go so we don't have to repeat it so many times. maybe we can blend that out. So sometimes this is the trouble with having this much space on my lid and no crease, because we don't really have a guideline to follow. But it's all about perspective. Because some people think without a crease and without a guideline in place, you can just create whatever shape you like. Alright, now with my MAC 272, just try and smooth this out gently. It's already starting to dry it down. I can feel it. Okay, so let's go in with the rougher number 12 and try and diffuse this some more. Okay, and then with the Refer 01 and the shade Storm, we're just going over top of where that line is. So we can blend it up and out. Getting a little bit of fallout, but that's okay. I haven't done my under eyes yet. So now I'm going in with the MAC 242 and a bit of the Deep Abyss shade, which is the matte black shade. And we're going to try and recreate what we have on my left eye. I found that when you put a little bit of the black shadow at the edge of the shadow stick, it helps everything blend out just a little bit better. Okay, now we're going to go in with the Refer 01 and the shade Storm, the matte gray. Looking kind of even, starting to anyway. So like I said, I'm trying to do the most emo-ish look I can come up with this palette right off the start. Now I'm going to go in with a Refer number 15 and the shade Grayble, that lavender, lavender matte. And we're just blending out the edge. That's what gives it the smokiness. I feel like this needs to come up just a bit more, so let's see. I'm gonna go in with the shade Deep Abyss, the matte black. I'm gonna bring the intensity up right in here. And then a little bit more on the outer corner. Back to the Refer 01 with no added pigment. And we're just going to blend that out again. And I'm going to need to add a bit more. I'm going to bring the intensity of the pigment up just right in here to get them to match. I think we're getting close to shimmer time. Refer 01 for more blending. What do we think? Get close? Almost. I feel like almost there. Going back in with the A504 just to diffuse the inner corner area. Now, reference number 15, a tiny bit of the shade Grayble. Now it's time for shimmer. So I'm going to go in with the shade Coal Dust and just my finger. And we're going to pop this on all over the lid. Ooh, can you guys see that? That's pretty cool. This is giving emo vibes yet. What do you guys think? Can you guys see? Same thing on the other side. It's like emo glam. So the rest of my face is done, and let's finish up this eye look starting with the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with the shadow stick and Nikki LaRose's M12 because obviously this is a little too chubby for my under eye. So we're just going to take some product off the stick itself. And then I'm going to run this along my lower lash line. Same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to go in with the MAC shader, the flat shader, the 242. This is also discontinued, I apologize. We're just going to smooth this out. And then I just picked up some of the Deep Abyss, the black shadow shade in this palette. I'm just going to run that on top. Now I'm going to take a BK Beauty 207 in the shade Storm, and we're just going to run this over top so we can start to smoke out the bottom lash line as well. Same thing on the other side. And now I'm going to take a BK Beauty 210 with the shade Grayble. And then that's going to go at the edge of where we put Storm down. Same thing on the other side. And for added intensity, I'm going to go back in with the flat shader from MAC and a little bit of the Deep Abyss, which is the black matte shade. And I'm just going to keep that closer to the lash line for the intensity. Same thing on the other side. Okay, now for underbrow highlight, I'm going to go in with my discontinued MAC 272 and the fair shade from the Natasha Denona Mini Eye Sculpt palette. Okay, now let's do some eyeliner. No surprise here, same old discontinued Sephora glide liner, and I'm going to tight line. Then I'm going to run it along my lash line. So you can probably leave this look as is. I mean, with the eyeliner and the tight line, but I'm still adding a bit of a wing because that just helps define my eyes. And it's just my preference. See, you can tell the difference between the two eyes, right? So, tight line on the other side. Actually, today might be the day to bust out a liquid liner. We'll see. Okay, yeah, I'm going to smooth that out with Nihila Rose's N11. It's N11, right? Yes. Let's see how we like it with just some black shadow, the Deep Abyss shade on top. Oh, I think I am gonna add a liquid liner on top. Okay, but first let's put some eyeliner in the lower lash line. I don't normally put things in my waterline. I don't know if it's because just from many years of wearing contacts, but many years ago now I had laser eye surgery, so I don't wear contacts anymore, but I kind of stuck to the habit of not putting anything in my... But today, let's do it. Why not? Do we want to take it all the way? We're going emo, right? I guess so. Why not? Let's do it all the way. I don't normally take my lower lash line eyeliner all the way in. Sorry, can you guys see? My apologies. And then we're going to go in with a reference number 23 and smooth this all out. Okay, so for liquid liner, I'm going to go in with Fenty Beauty's Flyliner in black, because I'm black, I think that's the shade name. I'm just going to trace over the eyeliner that I already laid down. Same thing on the other side. That's not even. Close enough, right? Okay, now let's just speed through mascara. So for lips today, I'm going to go in with Makeup by Mario's lip liner in Smoky Pink. And House Labs lip oil in the shade Guava. So this is the final look. I'll see you soon for looks number 2 and 3. For look number 2, I really wanted to build something around the shade Another Hollow because it has like a turquoisey green shift to purple. So I thought we'd pair it with pear and see how they look together. I'm going to go in with the Refer 27 and the shade Pear. And we're just going to lay it down all up in my imaginary crease area. Big windshield washer motions. So like I was saying, these mats are pretty sheer, on the sheer side, but I feel like they're buildable. That was my experience anyway with the first look. Still keeping the majority of the pigment on the outer corner. And just gently bringing it into the inner corner. And I want to deepen things up in my outer corner, so I'm going to go in with a Shoto 00 and the shade Deep Abyss, which is that matte black. And we're just going to see if we can deepen it up a touch before we put down the shimmer shade. So just in the outer corner. And blending up towards the crease, but we still want the pear shade, that matte minty shade, to peek through. Gently bringing it towards the inner corner or across the lid. And going back in with the Refer 27 and the shade Pear. So we're going to blend out this top edge and adding a little bit more of the green pigment back to the look. So I just want to fix this line right in the center. I'm going to take the Shoto 00 with those tapered tips, diffused bristles at the tip, and I'm going to flip it to the side that has less pigment on it, just so I can gently bring that up. So again, for my taste, I prefer my eyeshadow looks to be a bit on the deeper side, which is why I added the black shade, just to give this a bit more intensity. I really want the shimmer shade to pop, so I'm going to go in with a Refer number 21 and a little bit more of my MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, just to put it, lay it down, give something for the shimmer to stick to. And then we smooth it out. Now we're gonna go in with the shade Another Hollow and a Finger. So this shade is pretty, it's soft. Like when you press down on it, it's not a hard press at all. This is what it looks like on the finger. We're just gonna lay that down over top of where we put the MAC paint pot, starting just in the outer third, but not all the way to the edge. It's kind of cool. It looks a little bit more blue on the lid. How do you guys feel about this? For the inner corner shimmer, I was deciding between the shades Dormant and Seafoam. Here, let's see what they look like. I feel like Dormant has a little bit more of a shift to it than Seafoam. Why not? Let's try Dormant. We're just gonna pop it in the inner corner, and I have to remember which finger. This one. Ooh, that's pretty. I wonder if we take the Dormant all the way into the inner corner, or should we see what Seafoam looks like? Let's try that. Seafoam all the way right in this inner corner, just so I can show you guys as many shades as possible. So Seafoam. You see that shift and sparkle? That's pretty. Now I'm going to go in with a silicone brush just to smooth everything out. I feel like I brought the shimmer up just a little bit too high. So I am going to go in with the Refer 27 with no added product. And I'm just going to buff out this top edge. I'm going to take my Eyeshadow 00. I'm going to start with no pigment first, because what I'm trying to do is pull in some of the matte shade just slightly closer towards my inner corner. Okay, actually, I'm going to go in again with the Eyeshadow 00 and a little bit more of the Deep Abyss pigment, which is the matte black. So I want to deepen up this outer corner even more. And then blending it gently up and into my crease area, or the crease shape that I've created. That's what I wanted. I wanted a bit more of a deeper crease to add dimension for the shimmer shade. Now I'm going to go in with a clean Eyeshadow 03 just to blend all this edge out. Especially in this inner corner. Going back with the Refer 27 and just a touch more of the shade Pear, which was that matte mint color, just so we can diffuse this top edge just a bit more. And I'm also trying to be careful to make it not be muddy, you know? Actually, what I really want to do is find a flatter blending brush so we can soften out this edge. I'm going to go in with a blank BK Beauty 203. I think that's working better. I just want it to be nice and blown out so there's no harsh line, which I think is what we've achieved up in the crease area. And then again, back again with the Eyeshadow 00 and a tiny bit more of the Deep Abyss just to deepen out this outer corner. Gently. Back in with the BK Beauty 203 for more softening. I think that's good. I don't want to lose any more intensity on the outside corner. But I also want to bring up the shape. So gentle, gentle patting motions. I just did a quick half of my face so I can set my under eye. And now we can finish up this eye look. So starting with the bottom lash line, I'm going to go in with a Eyeshadow 01 and the shade Pear, which was that matte mint shade. I'm just going to run this all along the lower lash line. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Eyeshadow 00, and first I'm going to see what it looks like with no pigment, and I'm just going to use those fine bristles. So I don't want it too dark. I just want to gently bring down what we have going on the top, just slightly, mainly on the outer corner. Just to have it like that deeper green, not necessarily black under the eyes. In shadow form, like eyeshadow form. We're obviously going to put eyeliner. I think that worked out nicely. And then with just the little tips of the bristles, I'm going to dip one tiny dip back into the Deep Abyss, tap it off, and just keep that right at the lash line. Or the outer corner. Keep that right at the outer corner. And on the lash line. Yeah, just like that. Okay, now we're going to go in again with my Sephora Glide Liner. I'm going to tight line. And bring the liner just across my lash line. Quick wing. I'm going to go in with Nikki's N11 just to smooth that out. And then top it off with the black shade, the matte black shade, Deep Abyss. And then lower lash line, keeping it to the outer third, just to the edge of the outside edge of my iris. But if you prefer to bring your eyeliner all the way in, please do so. I'm going to smooth that out with a reference number 23. Just going to fix this corner of my wing. I don't know what's happening here. And for underbrow highlight, we're going to use the fair shade from Natasha Denona's Mini Eye Sculpt. And we're going to go in with the Sephora Pro Crease number 19 and Dim Light, just to blend out the edges of this eyeshadow look. I'll put mascara on when we've completed the other eye look. So for look number 3, this shade Backdraft, when I swatched it, actually really caught my attention. In the pan, it didn't really catch my eye, but after I swatched it and I saw the shift that it had, I really wanted to try it out. So we're kind of going to build a look around that shade. So first we're going to go in with the shade Light Touch and a reference number 16. We're just going to put it in the crease, starting in the outer corner and working our way in towards the inner corner. Big windshield wiper motion, some circular motions on the outside corner. Next, we're going to go in with the shade Black and Brown and Eyeshadow 00. And we're just going to pop that in the outer corner. Just to gently deepen things up. And take it up into the crease, making sure we don't cover the Light Touch shade, the pink matte. That's blending out nicely, don't you think? And then gently pulling it in towards the inner corner. I have to fix this shape. This part. That's a little bit better, right? Okay, I think that's good for now. So the first shimmer I'm going to actually put down is the shade Gold Rush. And I just want to put that right in the outer corner. I just want to see what that looks like here. Because the shade Gold Rush, I believe, is a multi-dimensional shimmer. So there's no shift to it. So we're just going to have it here kind of like as an accent. And now we're going to go in with the shade Backdraft. And we're just going to put that right in the center. Oh, cool, see? and in towards the inner corner. That's pretty. But for that tiny little triangle of my inner corner, there's enough space for us to try the first shade, Whisper. And now we're going to smooth it out again with a silicone brush that I got from Amazon. Okay, so I want to deepen things up in the outer corner. I'm going to go back in with my Shoto 00 and the shade Black and Brown. We're just going to go over the edge of where the shimmer shade is. Gently blending it up. And then I'm going to go in with the reference number 16 with no added product. First, let's see how this looks. Just want to blend everything out so it's nice and diffused. There we go. Now I am going to dip into the light touch, which was that matte pink, the first shade that we laid down. And I'm just going to pop some more all along the top and bottom. Going back in with the Shoto 00 that I used with the Black and Brown shade with no pigment though. And we're just going to blend everything together. Like so. I just finished the rest of my face, so we can finish up this eye look, starting with the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with the shade Black and Brown, and I actually liked how the Shoto 00 applied on the lower lash line, so I'm going to try that again. Starting at the outer corner, and just gently bringing it across. So I actually do want to deepen up the lower lash line. I'm going to switch brushes and go in with a BQ Beauty 204 and the shade Black and Brown. Just pop that in the outer corner. I like that better. Back to the reference number 13 and a little bit more of the shade Light Touch. There we go. So for eyeliner, I think I want to do a brown liner. So we're going to use the Essence Stay and Play in 02, but first Espresso. And I'm going to tightline first. Pull it across my lash line. Quick wing. And we're going to smooth that out with Nikki's N11. And we're going to top it off with the shade Black and Brown. And the lower lash line, and smooth that out with a reference number 23. For underbrow highlight, we're going to go in again with the shade Fair from Natasha Denona's Mini Eye Sculpt palette. Let's just speed through mascara. I just want to show you guys up close again. Now that mascara and everything's done with the eye looks, just wanted to show you up close and personal what these shades look like. Just going to quickly set my face. And for lips today, I actually got two new MAC lipsticks. It's the Maximal Matte, I think, the Silky Matte formula. And I got the shade Cool Teddy. Can you see that? And Yash. You see? So I think I'm going to go with this one today. I'm going to line my lips with Beauties liner, the M1990. I got the lipsticks from the MAC sale. That just happened recently. And because I'm trying to up my lip game. Even though I have tons of lip products actually that I should go through first. Or actually use. So I don't normally wear matte lipsticks, but I was curious. I wanted to see what this looked like. I think I can handle this. It's pretty hydrating for a matte shade. Or maybe not hydrating, but it just doesn't feel super dry. That's kind of pretty. There we have it. This is the final look. Or I should say, these are the final looks. Here's look number 2. And here's look number 3. Thank you all so much for spending time with me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, ha, ha.